beautiful, make it beautiful. Age of new beginnings, make it beautiful.
Come on. That's what we do here.
Make it beautiful, make it beautiful.
Come on. That's what All right. Awesome. Hi. Welcome to Age New Beginnings. I'm Elle, and I'm here with an incredible special guest, James Dijan Bonavia.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, he has so many different hats you wear. You're an actor, you're a writer, you're a wrestler, an entrepreneur. You know, you have a whole new wrestling, how can I say it, universe you're creating as well. So you're just a plethora of excitement and creativity.
Yeah, I definitely got a lot of things going on with professional wrestling. I also started a cover band called Poser Jukebox, and we feature like songs from like Pearl Jam, Clarence Clearwater Revival, Black Sabbath, and bands like Leonard Skinner, and bands like that. And I just like to have fun. There's a lot of things that I'm doing. There's a lot of things I want to do. Lord knows this COVID-19 has screwed up everything for the entertainment business for all of us. So, I'm just writing, and I have a lot of different things, that I'm working on and developing. So hopefully, when this is all over, we can hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Now, even with your band, the beginning, the name of your band, it's like everything has a very creative aspect to it.
Right,
The
that's
name of
right.
the
I mean,
band?
I'm a pretty animated person to begin with.
Yes, very creative.
I'm also an artist. I used to be a graffiti writer when I was younger, and now I do more just like pencil art, pastels, painting, and stuff like that too. So
Boy, when do you have time to do so much?
I do but the thing is, I don't like to just sit on the couch and be a couch potato. So there's 24 hours in a day,
Very alive.
and you'd be surprised. I'm never bored because I'm always with the axe of the grind doing something. If it's not, professional wrestling and training to be a professional wrestler, or training someone else to be a professional wrestler, or working out in my dojo to try to maintain, my physique and my health. And, or like what it is, I'm working on the script. I have also a comic book that I'm working on. So,
and I think everybody's going to fall in love with the concept once you put it out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to be able to talk more about it.
But it's quite exciting, and it's very
Original.
Yes, that's
original.
it. Now, you're wrestling. What got you into wrestling? Where did that all come
Well,
from?
it's crazy. The whole thing, like when I was always like a really big guy. Like for my age, I was like twice the size of the kids in school and stuff. So even before I ever trained to become a wrestler, people used to stop me in the street and say, "Are you a wrestler?" So it was kind of something that just happened. But my uncle was Baron Mikhail Cicluna, a legendary wrestler from Canada and the United States and all around the world, Japan, Europe, Australia, and he was #1 contender against Bruno Sammartino in 1965, 66, and 67, and he was co-holders of the WWF tag team titles with King Curtis Iakea and also with Slugger Sloan. So yeah, he was revered as one of the greatest villains of all time. Even actors like Lee Van Cleef would, mimic the mannerisms of the bad guy mannerisms that my uncle used to portray in the ring. He was also the first person to interject the foreign object. He used to come in with a roll of dimes in his tights and pull them out when the referee wasn't looking and knock out his opponents.
Oh my God! Talk about playing dirty.
And he's pretty damn hardcore, let me tell you.
I mean, when I think about, and I saw like you did some promos to the wrestling and the things that you do, and it's pretty heavy hitter. Even though a lot of it is, how can I say, designed, it's still very dangerous and very exciting, and you could see why people kind of get caught up in it.
Well, let me tell you something. It's not even like you described. There's more than that. Like I'm going to give you a for instance. I'm going to give you a for example. Please. So I was in Europe, and I met with a guy who was the heavyweight champion there of a boxer, and they wanted to interview me and they wanted to see me spar somebody, but there was nobody where I was that did professional wrestling. So they brought in the heavyweight boxer, and
Right.
I fought him in a 3-round boxing exhibition. And you know, when I first met him, he told me, yeah, you know, we've heard of this SmackDown wrestling here, but you know, we don't really respect it. So I told him, like, I'm going to tell you,
Yes.
you're a boxer, right? He goes, yes. I says, if somebody goes to punch you in the face, do you stay there and get hit? He's like, no, I defend, I do
That's
this, I do
right,
that,
that's
blah, blah,
right.
blah. I
Yeah.
said, well, that's the difference. I mean, we know the shot's coming, someone's swinging a steel chair at our head full on, and we knowingly go in and walk into it head first in
Right.
order to entertain people. Now, let me
That's
ask you a question.
Yeah.
What takes more courage?
That's right.
To block,
Right.
to try to avoid getting hit, to do your best, or to know that it's coming
Right.
and go over there and take it like a man kind of thing.
Right.
What actually takes more courage? You know, I
Of
know
course it
people
does.
like you could be like Muhammad Ali
Right.
if you're boxing for 15 years.
Sure.
But you could be in a wrestling ring for 15 minutes or even 15 seconds and become a paraplegic when things go
Oh
wrong.
my God, you're not kidding with some of those moves and the headbangs and my gosh.
People train for the Olympics their whole life. When they go up there after training their whole life since they can walk, they
Right.
don't get a perfect 10. It's very rare someone gets a perfect 10. Well, in pro wrestling, when we don't get a perfect 10, we end up in the emergency room with serious injuries like this torn bicep I have right here,
I remember you told me the story and,
and
it all popped out.
broken collarbone in 2 places, severely broken shoulders, teeth knocked out, pulled hamstrings. I mean, just
Very dangerous.
concussions, concussion after concussion for taking shots to the head, for being dropped on your head.
Sure.
You know, you go through like, oh, people are like, oh yeah, it's set up. I mean, yeah, there's thing called physics and there's such a
Right.
thing called gravity.
Right, sure.
And when you come off a 15-foot ladder that's already up in a ring that's 4 feet above the ground, now you're close to 20 feet in the air. You're going over the side through 2 tables with thumbtacks down to a cement floor, and there's always going to be somebody saying, yeah, somehow that was set up. Well, it is what it is.
You guys are athletes. You really are.
It is,
To be
yeah.
able to put yourself in that kind of position and realizing how dangerous it is.
And,
Yeah.
and entertainers. I mean, what I've done in professional wrestling has taught me so much that is now that I've gravitated into the acting world
Right.
after, you know, being blessed to portray Andre the Giant in that movie, The Brawler.
Fabulous.
A lot of windows have opened up, and I've, you know, because I'm a seasoned stunt fighting professional, a lot of people have put me on to be the stunt man coordinators on the sets that I'm in, and I've coordinated some stunt scenes, such as the one in The Brawler,
Right.
and people are saying good things about that.
Yeah. Well, yesterday we were filming The Good Samaritan, and he's got a phenomenal role in it. And James, he owned it. I mean, the personality that he projected was exquisite. You are a fantastic actor, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
A lot of doors have opened up now, and people are saying that this kid, this guy here, the Giant, he's a good up and coming actor, and for me it's a little bit of a joke to say up and coming because I've been at what in professional wrestling since 1996, so that's for 24 years.
Sure.
And I've done other aspects of entertainment for all of these years, and I
Right.
put in the axe to the grind on everything that I do. I have a certain standard that, like when we do it in the ring, I'm not you're gonna see me make contact with my opponent. You're not gonna see me pull my punch. I mean, when you do that, it cheapens everything you do. So I care about the products and the projects that I'm involved in, and about
how-
looking good,
All right,
most of
how
all.
it comes across, absolutely. Yeah.
Like you yourself.
I know.
You gotta care about looking good. You know, we gotta maintain that public image. And
That's right. That's right. And I'm having fun in producing Good Samaritan now, so that's my 4th movie. And so we were looking for the right people, and here we go. And what was really beautiful is Sal, even though I've met you before at Dan Romano's comedy night and a couple of other different places, Sal brought us back together. And I'm really excited about the projects that we're working on. We're working on with the wrestling. It's called
NAX, North American Experience. It's an experience like no other in sports entertainment. Our federation is the first professional wrestling federation where the outcomes are not predetermined. You're going to go in there and fight your opponent until he can't kick out, until he just doesn't have the wind, or you submit him, or he kicks out. But you know, it's not predetermined by the promoter what's happening in the ring. It's actually it's you know, it's up to those wrestlers and how well
Right.
they're fit, and how, you know, how much of their game they're going to bring that day to the fight. So yes, in that aspect, it's really revolutionary.
It is.
And we have an international faction called El Imperio, and so we plan to invade Mexico. We plan to invade Italy. We plan to invade Malta. We plan to invade Japan. No country is safe. We're putting everybody on notice right now.
Yeah.
NAX is here, and we are a sleeping giant, no pun intended. And once you see what we produce, you do have something to worry about, whoever thinks that there are competition.
So there is a WWF, and this is your own federation
That's right.
of your own standard of wrestling, and that's phenomenal.
Right, and what's like you say, when you come in and you're talking about professional wrestling, people want to talk about it like it's a game.
Yeah.
Well, for me, wrestling's not a game. It's been my life for the last 24 years, and it's something that I take very serious, and we do it in a way in NAX that you can't help but take this product serious.
And I don't think people even realize that the personalities of the wrestlers are who they are, So if I put this on, it's kind of like, when we all have.
I love that. When I saw that glove, you know what I was thinking of?
What's that?
I was thinking of back in the day with Blackjack Mulligan coming out and putting the claw on you, and then your face would start bleeding, and they'd X out the screen because the claw was such a devastating move that they couldn't show it without the X on the screen. And that really, that to me reminds me of those days of Blackjack Mulligan and Killer Khan and guys like the Moondogs and Big Sweet Hansen, Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody.
Incredible personalities.
And I just larger than life personalities, and that's what really transcends through everybody. Like everyone's like, oh, is wrestling real? Is wrestling fake? I says, listen, let me tell you something. Wrestling is what it is. And if I was to take a person who, another human being, and drop them on the head and kill him, you're not going to bring your 9-year-old out to come and see my show. So we walk the line as much as we can without killing each other if we can help it. But people have died in the ring, and if it was staged, that wouldn't happen.
Right.
Look at all the injuries I've sustained.
Sure.
If it was staged, that wouldn't happen either. So there's
It
like
is
a comfortable
dangerous.
medium, and we're a little bit above that because we're pushing everything to the borderline.
So performing is basically who you are. Whether it's wrestling, whether it's acting, whether it's on stage with the music, you're a singer.
Right. We started a cover band called Poser Jukebox, and
The
yes,
name Posner came from?
Poser is like it's a word from the 80s. Like if you was doing what we're doing, basically just doing covers, they would call you posers. And from where I'm sitting, that's not a bad word because I'm happy to be a poser. I'm not over here trying to outdo Elvis Presley or something. I just have this cover band.
Yeah.
We like to rock, we like to roll, and we like to have fun. And when we
Yeah.
go outside and we play, we hope that the audience feels that. The musicians that are in my band have all been musicians for like over 30 years, so they're really, really like seasoned musicians, and I'm lucky to be affiliated with them
Right.
because they could make me sound maybe a little bit better than I do.
I'm sure you're amazing. But you do. You put your all into everything that you do.
I mean,
and it shows. It absolutely
does
shows.
does it pay
Yeah.
to be any other way?
It
I
doesn't.
respect people who respect me. If you want to disrespect me,
Right.
I will seriously disrespect you. You may not be able to come out from underneath the table when it's over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the way I am. My wife married me. We were talking about my professional career, but I want to say before any of those things, I'm a husband and a father first. My wife Danielle, that I've been with for 26 years, and my kids Dominic and Jesse, they mean the absolute world to me. And yes, I'm always out there pushing and promoting and trying to do stuff. I hope I hit it. If I don't hit it, it's still fine because I'm ahead of the game. I'm doing what I love, and that's better than most
That's
people.
true.
Most people think or imagine doing what they love.
Right.
I do it in real life. Have I made $1 million doing it yet? No. Could I make it in the future? Possibly.
doubt,
If
without a
it
doubt.
happens, yes. If it doesn't happen, I'm still happy because I'm doing what I love. You see.
Right. And that's
It's
the
not just a dream. It's a
No.
dream come true.
Yeah,
So
it is.
essentially, my life is a dream. So I'm not chasing dreams. I'm chasing life.
You're living life, and the age of new beginnings is being present and living in your happiness. And happiness is creativity, doing your passion, enjoying the moment, appreciating and respecting the people around you.
No regrets.
Yeah,
No regrets.
No regrets.
What are you waiting for? If there's something you want to do, go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Live your life, and when you close your eyes, do it with no regrets, man. Believe me. Believe me.
Well, I'm excited about the Good Samaritan that we're doing, and I'm excied about the federation that you're creating.
Could I talk about the role?
Yeah, sure.
The role is I'm a police officer, a narcotics police officer named Detective Mulligan, and basically, I'm the bad cop in the neighborhood. I'm thugging and bugging on the business owners. I'm thugging and bugging on the drug dealers, and let's say I probably have a little experience doing that in my real life at some point, so I became like a fish to water. I did the role for the first time yesterday. We shot something that came out really, really good. We lit up the screen yesterday, and I'm really happy with what we shot, and I'm looking forward to further working with you on this project and all of these other endeavors, especially the top secret one that we can't talk about.
So that is a Robert Damari film with Sal Ranella. He's directing Eddie Rocky Barrera. He is. That's it. That's it.
He's pretty renowned at this point. He's been all over the world.
Absolutely.
He's done a lot of different things. He has this movie Good Friday that's about 85% wrapped up right now. That got so many different people together and so many people involved in it.
I have a role to come, which is exciting.
And we still have a little left to film in that, but I'm really excited to be a part of all these projects.
Fantastic.
And now I include you guys as my extended family. And
with the agreement of God, I could hear the thunder saying, "Yeah."
That's the God. Those are the
those are signs.
Those are the wrestling gods up there.
Like Thor and all kinds of other heavy hitters.
Right?
But passion, enjoying each day, and giving the best of what you got, putting it out there, and what I believe that's what you're living, and that's why I celebrate you today.
And having fun. Let's not forget that. I mean, the whole point is to have fun. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. I mean, you got to do what you do. Everyone got to do what they got to do to pay the bills. But outside of that, you could have a whole other world. I mean, I have a slow and steady job. I've been a superintendent of a building for 21 years in Chelsea. You know, I've been in the union for over 31 years. I got to maintain my health care for my family and my slow and steady. But, you know, it never stops me from
doing your side passions.
From chasing what I really, really, and know that I was born to do. What I know that I wasn't meant to be big for nothing. I was meant to be big for something. So now I'm out there being big for something.
I love that when you speak, you speak in a way where you know who you are. You have a beautiful sense of self, and it's not ego. It's projecting a way of love, which is really very special. Because a lot of people can be full of themselves, but you're not full of yourself. You're have a sense of self, so you project that, which makes you feel safe, which makes you feel like you know what you're doing and what you do because you've been doing it.
Well, there's no I in team. You know, when I see the vehicle that we're in struggling, I get out and I help push it over the hill. I'm not going to sit over here and flail around like a fish out of water.
Right.
I make sure that I'm trying to live life to the fullest. Every day of life is a blessing.
It is.
And it's not here to sit on the couch and watch other people's lives.
And
I'm living the life that
Mm-hmm.
people are going to write shows about, people are going to write books about, and that's my goal. Some people enjoy reading the book. I want to be the book.
That's right.
You know?
Now, Malta is very important to you.
Right, Malta. Yeah. I'm Maltese. I come from the island Malta. My wrestling name is Malta the Damager. I was given it by people who used to check me out in the New York hardcore punk rock scenes, slam dancing and stuff, because I was a stand-up guy. I always handled my business no matter who or how many people are in front of me, and I'm from Malta, so they call me Malta the Damager. And I've kept the name, and I've used it as my wrestling persona, and the gimmick is that I'm a crusader that's here to right all of the wrongs in professional wrestling.
What's better than that?
And believe me, there's too many
That's
to
a
count.
hero.
There's
Yeah.
way too many to count, and it doesn't matter what the odds are or who I'm up against.
Right.
I'm always gonna dig down deep inside to muster up what it takes to come out on top, not just for myself, but for everyone.
But I think everybody needs to have that type of person to look up to say, you know what, I can do it too. You know?
Well, if people get that out of it, I'm happy. I don't do things to get it back. I do it because it's who I am. And if something comes out of it, then so be it. And if nothing comes out of it, at least it's still who I am, and I'm happy with that person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which is so important. What was I gonna say? What type of music do you do?
We've been doing a wide range of covers, songs. We're doing the Kenny Shepherd Band. We're doing The Doors. We're doing Pearl Jam. We're doing Clearance Clearwater Revival, Leonard
So
Skinner.
you're doing the gamut, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we're taking.
Across the board.
Somebody told me, "Wow, like those are some of the greatest singers,"
They are.
and you're taking on all these big songs. I'm like, "Yeah, listen, I got news for you. I'm feeling it. I know what rocks and what doesn't, and I know what's cool and what's not, and we freaking rock, bro."
Yeah.
So when we do play live, once this is over and we get the stage to play live, I definitely encourage you to come out and see my band because I'm really excited about doing it. I'm having fun with these guys.
Now you're from New York, right?
Yeah, I'm from Queens. I'm from Astoria, Queens, and I was, born and raised in Astoria, Queens. I lived there for most of my life. I now live in Chelsea, in Manhattan, and I also have a house out in Pennsylvania. And I'm hustling, man. Always running and doing. It's funny. Sometimes someone tells you, "Oh," I'm like, "Yo, I left you a message. How come you didn't call me back?" I'm so busy.
That's
the guys don't have half of the stuff
Not
on
even
their
quarter.
plate.
That's right. That's
And then,
right. We're very
and
busy
you can't
people.
even call
Yeah.
somebody back. I mean, come on.
Right.
No matter how busy I am, I'm never too busy for my friends,
Right.
and I'm never too busy for my family because those are always my priority.
So what does your family think about wrestling and your kids?
Well, it's cool when you could tell everybody that your dad's a wrestler and stuff
Right,
like that, but
right.
they've seen the other side of it.
Yeah.
They've seen me, coming home all
Yeah.
mangled up and
Yeah.
broken bones, and they know how unfake it is, and they know how
Sure.
serious it is, which is why, neither of them right now at this moment show an interest in doing it because it's just like they can't even understand why I'm still doing it.
Right, right, right.
But they're intellectuals. My son and my daughter, they're musicians. They play the guitar, the drums. My daughter also plays piano and keyboards.
So they're brilliant.
And yeah, they're just really, really great kids, really smart. My son was like tutoring kids in the special advanced classes for science and math. He scored 1485 on his SAT. 1600 is a perfect score, and he didn't get one question wrong in math. So he's just really, I'm glad he's not going to be absorbing chair shots to that beautiful brain he's got,
No.
because
no.
he's got a really, really good future. And although, people look at the world and a lot of people are depressed at what they see, what's going on out there in the world today, but I see my kids and I know that the future is bright because
It
there's kids like them that are born and that are in the world that you don't hear about that will significantly change life for the better.
Without
Because
it.
I always say, if you don't know, I told my kids, I said, if ever you're lost and you don't know what to do,
Right.
just follow your heart. Let your heart be your compass, and you'll never steer you into the wrong direction. Never. If you don't know from the top of your head what's right and what's wrong, look into your heart,
I love that.
and you'll be able to find your way out of any situation. And it's really
Coming
true.
from a place of love, absolutely. And yeah, I think that a lot of people can get caught up in the COVID and all the different things, but I do believe that whatever you do, don't stop looking for the positive, living your passion, and if you're keeping yourself busy doing what you love, you can't get caught up on what's not working. And you know what? It'll take its course and then it'll dissipate as long as you don't energize negativity.
Even if you feel like it's out of your reach, do something within your reach, and eventually you'll get to where you need to be. There's nothing too small to start. you know what's small when you don't start nothing.
That's true.
You know, when you keep coming up with excuses why not to do this, why I can't do that, why I don't have the time for this and that. I mean, believe me, whoever you're telling it to ain't buying it either.
That's true. Yeah. There's always reasons not to, but to wake up in the morning and be excited at what you are going to create, what you are doing.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen some of my stuff. You know, I have a really unique dynamic for a big man, you know, and I'm extremely agile. I have a martial arts background, professional wrestling background.
Right.
So I really want to do as much action movies as possible before I become too old to be an action hero or villain.
You're still a baby. But what's really great is, I mean, how do you not mix the I guess the karate moves, well, I don't know if you call it karate, you call it something else, along with the wrestling, along with
Martial arts, right?
Yeah, martial arts. You know, how do you? Because I know you're not allowed to use some of those moves in wrestling.
Well, you
They
do,
all
but
have-
believe it or not, there was a lot of things that you couldn't use that people can use now.
Yeah.
Kicks are on the regular, people going up on the ropes are on the regular. So professional wrestling itself has really, you know, mutated into a mixed martial arts / high impact stunt show with
lots of personalities.
But probably maybe less and less wrestling in it, and
Yeah.
more and more high flyers, and you know, that's what they do these things to keep the, you know, like for instance,
Yes.
when I started writing the script that I'm working on, right? And the one person was telling me that they was comparing Gunsmoke to Monday Night Raw. Well, Gunsmoke is a real sitcom with real
Sure.
actors and a
Right.
set
Right.
and dialogue, and the WWE is like a high impact stunt show with little storylines, themes that are tied into what's going on in current events in the world. So
Right.
that's the difference.
Well, we're at the end of our time now. So I would love to let the world see on how incredibly tall you are, and how to find you. You know, so let's
Right.
stand up.
Right, the first person to portray Andre the Giant.
Oh my goodness, huh?
That's right. So I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have my Malta the Damager page on Instagram, Malta the Damager page on Facebook. I also have my James Dijan Bonavia site on Facebook, and I just got onto Parler, which is a conservative like Twitter. It's Parler. It's I just like it because there's not as much policing of conservatives
right.
and
Okay.
conservative point of views. Not that
Right.
I'm really a conservative, but I'm definitely not a Democrat.
Not into politics. Yeah, I mean, to a degree, we don't need to project it. We can
Right.
work it from behind. But what an incredible experience! Wonderful seeing you once again. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Mwah, mwah. And until next time.
We got big things coming.
That's right.
There's
Age in
going
the
to be a
beginnings.
next time.
Infinite times of all the wonderful things to come.
That's right.
Much love, Age in the beginnings.
Love you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to come here and shine the spotlight on me and what I've been doing in my life. It's good to get some notoriety, and I appreciate it.
Now, do you have a website?
Not really. If you
Okay.
send me a message on social media, that's everybody's on
That's the way
there.
I love to go too.
Right.
That's the way I love to go. Much love. Until next time. Ciao.
Money, and that doesn't make it money.